something, some snacks. Hi. Yeah, we're waiting for Tia. She'll join in a minute. She's our guest today, and I'm so excited for you guys to meet her. She has such a treasure of knowledge. So we're going to learn so much today, but also feel free to use the little question box or just comment any questions you have, wig related questions, anything that you wanted to ask me or Tia, since she's so experienced and knowledgeable. We are here to answer all your questions. So get comfortable. I can't wait for you guys to meet Tia. And then we're also going to try on so many great wigs that you guys get to see. Plus, we have a sneak peek of something that's launching next month. So you guys are in for a treat. Our guest. We'll wait for her to jump in. Hi.
Hi.
Let me get back just a little bit now that it's split us. I guess this is a new update with Instagram where the comments are separate from our videos.
Oh,
So
really?
it looks really cool. Like the comments aren't blocking you, which is great.
Oh, they're blocking me on mine, but if they're not blocking me on yours, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it may be an update. Maybe you haven't updated it.
Oh, I haven't. I have not updated anything.
Well, everybody, this is Tia. I was just telling them that we're so happy to have you with us, that you have so much experience and knowledge,
Oh,
and we can't wait to get to see everything you have for us, all your tips and tricks, and just getting to know your hair loss journey. So learning.
I got my wine.
Oh, good. I have it's a Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm in Texas.
Well, what are you gonna do? It's about to storm here, so
Oh,
I'm ready to just do this and
tell everybody where you are. I know you're moving soon, but where are you right now?
I'm in what would be northwestern PA. So literally I can see the lake from my house. So
Nice.
I'm all the way up there and I am in the snow belt. So it can snow nowhere, but it'll be snowing here.
Nice.
Well, and soon I'll be moving to where the wig company is.
I know. That's so exciting.
So
you're going to be so close to everybody.
I know. It'll be really fun.
Well, I was just going to give a couple more minutes just to let everybody jump on.
Hi,
we're going to be just super casual and comfortable, get to know you a little bit better. I'm going to pick your brain a little bit, get some advice for our viewers. Plus, we're going to see some of your favorite wigs and how you style them. And we're going to show something super exciting that doesn't launch until February. So we're going to give everybody a little sneak peek. So it's so exciting.
I know, that's fun. That's really
and again,
fun.
Just for the people just joining in, feel free to send in your questions. You can comment anything you want to ask me or Tia while we're talking. Just get comfortable, grab some snacks, and we can get started.
Hi, Mom. My mom's here.
Oh, hi, Tia's mom. That's awesome. Okay, so let's start with, obviously we know your name is Tia, but tell us where you're from.
Well, I live in Pennsylvania, Northwest Pennsylvania. I was actually born overseas, though. I was born in Germany, but I've lived in PA most of my life, but I used to live down near Maryland for about 20 years. So,
Nice.
But I kind of relocated back to close to my hometown.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so now that we have you on, and for those of you who don't know her Instagram, you can click at the top of the live. It's Tia Maria Everyday, but go follow her account. She does a lot of YouTube videos. They're amazing. You'll learn a lot. She reviews a lot of wigs. It's amazing. So having a source like that where you can see something maybe before you buy it is so valuable. But tell us a little bit about your hair loss journey. So those of of our customers, our followers that are watching can learn a little bit about what introduced you to wigs.
So my hair loss journey, I found out that I was losing my hair by accident. I'm currently 43. So when I was in my early 30s, I was at the doctor, and I've always worn lashes. To me, the bigger the better. I don't care. Like, I can look like caterpillars. So I was at the doctor and she commented on my lashes, and I was like, yeah, when you get in your 30s, you start losing your lashes. She's like, what? I said, I lost my lashes. She's like, that's not normal. So, you know, I went for some tests and it took a really long time. I had cut my hair very short, like Halle Berry. So,
Mm-hmm.
although my natural hair it's very curly, before I cut it was down to like almost my butt, I think. So I didn't notice really that that I was losing it because it was so short.
Right.
But yeah, I found out that I was losing my hair, and it took a lot of tests. I used to get like shots in my head to try to counteract that. I did that for a year. Every month for a year, I got like 9 shots in my head, and just trying to fix it. But they found out that it was attached to cortisol, which is your, yes, I am in my 40s. I can't believe it either. um,
I know you have a 16-year-old. That's crazy.
I know. Listen, I can't deal with that. But long story short, you know, cortisol is your stress hormone, and hair loss goes in 3-month cycles. So
Mm-hmm.
I went to one doctor that was just like, "Oh, stop stressing," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." You know,
That's
that's
easy.
not
Yeah.
realistic. So I started wearing wigs because I could see that I was losing more hair, and I wanted to be comfortable with them if I got to the point where I had to wear them. Um, and then I started loving it. And to be honest, I'm growing my hair back out, and I noticed that I do not have as much hair loss at all since I've been wearing wigs, because I pretty much wear them every day, you know,
Well,
other than
that's a
the
good
summer.
point. I know some people that are new to wigs or maybe considering them. I've gotten this question a lot. Maybe you have too. But there's like this myth that wigs can cause hair loss. So
Yeah.
maybe you can touch on that.
I think where that comes from is the way that you are applying wigs. And I'll show you, I have some things under my wigs that will be really helpful. But if you're not gluing your wigs down, I don't glue my wigs down, and I don't really wear human hair wigs. I do sometimes, but I review so many, I just like synthetic because you just throw it on. It's never going to change style. If it gets wet, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, human hair wigs are human hair. So if you go through and curl it, and then you go into, you know, the frozen tundra that I live in, it's going to go down, you know?
Yeah.
This will look the exact same as it did when I left the house. So, you know, that's one reason that I do that. But if you're not gluing them down, that's really going to help for you not to be sort of like pulling out your edges. And if you don't use the combs, and I have something under here that I'll reveal that will help for people who either don't want to use the combs because they want to save their natural hair,
Hmm.
or if they are challenged in terms of, you know, if they have hair loss, if they don't really have any hair, then you can't even use the combs. So I have
Right.
something that will help with that too.
Well, that's good. I can't wait to see that. I'm trying to turn down my light. I'm like super bright over here. But that's so helpful, and I can't wait to see kind of your, you know, your little tips and tricks from wearing them every day. So that's why I love having our guests on that have so much experience with everyday wear, and you can
Mm-hmm.
share that knowledge with everybody. I was looking at some of the comments, and
Yeah.
somebody was saying that their mom thinks that it is causing hair loss. Yeah, synthetic has come such a long way.
Such
I
a long.
feel like so many people think, oh, human hair is the best. I have to do human hair if I want it to look real. And that's not necessarily the case. And if you didn't like styling your own hair, you're gonna have to style these human hair wigs. So
Right. I have a whole video. Well, I have 2 playlists on my channel. One's a wig tips playlist and one's a wigs 101. And in the wig tips, you know, it's just like quick, like 5-minute tips or whatever. But I do talk about why I prefer synthetic over human hair. And
that's
that's
all.
one reason. You just put it on. You don't have to worry about. And the other thing is like, you don't have to worry about changing in the sun, the color. Like the color is going to stay the same. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to glue them down. I can't glue them down. I'm a migraine sufferer, so I have to be able to take my wig off if it feels tight. Um, and I'm a wig reviewer, so it's not realistic for me to glue a wig down when I usually like speed. Like I'll do a ton at once. So I mean, I could record
Mhm.
15 videos a day. Like when I'm recording, I could record 15. So I can't be gluing things down because I've got to take it off.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And then also some people you want to be able to take it off and like sleep comfortably or do other activities without having to wear it or worry about damaging it. So yeah, I can't wait to see like what you're using under to keep it secure because I think that's probably the number one concern our newer wig wearers have. Even, you know, wig wearers that have been wearing them for years, they just want it to feel secure. and they ask about clips or about tape or gluing. So I can't wait to see that. But going to our next question that we ask all of our guests on Hair and Happiness is, you know, obviously through your social media, you're so confident. You talk about your hair loss, about wearing wigs. How did you get to that point of being so open and confident about it?
Hi, Kamara. I just want to say hi to her. I I can see all the little people that I'm so glad are here. I am biracial. I talk about this a lot. Actually, a lot of people join my channel because I do talk about being biracial, and you know, there's a lot of nuances that come with that, a lot of pros, a lot of cons, and you know, being a little bit older, I've experienced being biracial in a different way. You know,
Right.
we didn't have multicultural anything really growing up in terms of magazines. You know, I didn't have social media, didn't have any of that. So I didn't have a lot to look up to. I was raised mostly by my mom's side of the family, which is white. We're Polish. So that's really all I saw. So I was always kind of different, you know? So I think I don't really worry about the confidence part because I've always been a little bit different. So I was like, okay, now the next different thing is that, you know, I'm wearing wigs. So, and it was interesting when I first started at my job, I started wearing wigs every day to work, and I would film in the morning before I went to work. So essentially I was wearing a different wig every day. And at first, you know, some people were like, what is going on? Like, why do you have different hair every day? You're freaking me out. Like, I can't adjust.
Wow.
And then it got to a point where if I didn't wear a wig, they'd be like, are you okay? What's wrong? You wore that wig yesterday. Is everything okay? Like, so I think confidence comes from just, you know, like anything else, the more you do it, the more you become okay with it. And then topics like you're saying, security and things, you don't want your wig to fall off or get snatched off. You don't want any of those things to happen, no matter what. But when you feel like you know how to do that, you will become more confident.
So what are some things that you would tell somebody that's new to wigs? Maybe they're kind of feeling low about their hair loss, or it's just something that's causing them a lot of confidence issues. They're struggling with that. What would be your message to that person?
My overall message is just, you know, you aren't alone, and it can feel that way. When I first started with my hair loss, I actually had people arguing with me about whether I had alopecia or not, because the way I styled my hair, because it was so short, because I knew how to cover it up, you know. But I think that sometimes as women, you know, it just is what it is. We're attached to our hair. We're attached to the way that we look outwardly. Whether we should or not is a whole nother conversation, but that just is a thing. So it's okay to feel upset. Like, it's okay to feel down. But with things like wigs and like synthetic wigs even coming a long way, you know, I don't even like to spend over $25 on a wig, period, point blank. That, like, I don't usually like to do that. You can find great wigs for $20 or $100. Like, there is a wig out there for you, for your needs, and it can change things. I have people on my channel that just started wearing wigs, and then they went through, I did a winter wig coaching for all of December. And they went through that because I did a video every single day in December of all of the basic wig questions that you might have. And at the end of it, they're like, yeah, I'm buying this wig, I'm buying that wig, I wore this wig to here. And it's just amazing to know that, you know, a month before they were struggling and feeling sad. And I don't want anybody to feel sad. So, you know,
And
you're not
honestly, yeah, it's normal to feel, you know, sad. Maybe it's a new diagnosis or something that you're starting to realize is going to maybe be an issue. But I think, you know, my advice to that person is, thankfully, like, wigs are in such a good place. And even there's so many influencers online that talk about them, celebrities talk about them. They've always been worn.
Yes, but it was always a secret.
It was always a secret. But wigs can really, really change your outlook on hair loss, and they can look just like your own hair. But I've noticed that as people wear them more and more, they just get more comfortable changing it, and they have so much fun with it. And I think when you get to that place, you kind of can see that it's worth the struggle to get there, because it makes your life so much easier too. You don't have to worry about styling it.
And it is fun, you know, and some people are saying in the comments that, you know, they want a wig that looks real, which is totally, you know, wigs are just like clothes or makeup or whatever. We all have our preferences. If
Right.
anybody here has watched my channel, I have a thing about bangs. Like I like, they can't be in my face. I always have an issue with bangs. But I have a video on the 10 questions that you should ask yourself before you buy a wig. Because I feel like that's the other thing people don't understand, because it's new. They don't know what they're buying or why they're buying it. So it's a video that I'm like, okay, before you get involved, know what you're getting and what you want.
Right.
So then you can sort of like, you know, weed through the sea of information and be like, okay, yeah, I want it to look exactly like my hair. You know, I want it to be this texture. I want it to be, you know, human hair. I want it to be synthetic. You know, just learn what your preference is and know that there's something out there for that. But I just think it's fun to be like, if you wanted to dye your hair today red, you could probably do that. But you couldn't then dye it green. You know,
No.
it would damage your hair and you wouldn't get that vibrant red. Like you maybe get it for a couple weeks, but then it's going to dull down. Like you can't do some of the things that you can do
Right.
with wigs. And you'd be like, want short hair today? I want long hair today. I want curly hair. I want to try out curly hair. You can't just do that in, you know, with your regular hair. So that's why I think it's like really fun.
That's so fun. And then the more you talk about some of these videos that you have on your channel, I just want to tell everybody, make sure you follow Tia, look up her YouTube channel. You have such great videos on there. So hopefully everybody can check them out later after the live or this weekend, and you can learn so much. And then obviously you're open to DMs. I'm open to DMs for any questions. If you're shopping on thewigcompany.com or you have any, you know, wig questions, you can email me or DM me. We're here for you guys. Yep. So let's talk about some of your favorite brands. Which ones are some of that you gravitate toward?
Okay, other than the Wig Company brands, I was actually just thinking about which one of the Wig Company brands is my favorite. So we can talk about that later, because I was like, I'm between two. But other than the Wig Company, I really like Free Trust Equal. I'm just obsessed with their older wigs. I just have a thing for Free Trust Equal. I also think like Model and Made Beauty, I think they're all the same because their color codes are the same. I want to film a video on wig conspiracies, but I'm like positive they're the same company. Their names are the same. The color codes are the same. You know, they're fairly inexpensive. They've been around a long time. I think Outre is really doing something this year. Their color mixes, especially their blonde color mixes, I think it's difficult to find some really realistic and unique blonde color mixes. The Wig Company has some amazing blonde and sort of that auburny color mixes that I found. So for those people who really want those blondes, it can be challenging to find. So I'd say the Wig Company, Outre's doing some really interesting, so that's where I'm at.
And so one of the things too with the Wig Company that I personally like, I've worked with so many different brands during my, you know, wig career, and I love that there's a price point for everybody. Some of the styles, actually all of the styles you're going to model for us or show us in a little bit, they range between $85 and $89. So I love that you don't have to break the bank to look really good, or maybe you do have hair loss and you're trying to find something that looks just like your hair. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands. So I love that.
You have great sales, because I just got my little email.
Yeah,
sales. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. What are some of your favorite styles? Let's just jump right into trying on some wigs. I want you to show us kind of what you're wearing under your wig. Let's talk about that a little bit maybe first.
So two of my favorite styles I don't have with me right now, and actually made notes. So I'm going to show the ones that I have, and some of them are my favorites. But I really love Vibrant and New Rhythm. I did videos on how to put those in updos. So those are great videos, especially, I'm pretty sure it was New Rhythm or Vibrant. One of them, when I took it out of the box, it looked crazy. And that's the thing I always tell people. You can't always trust the stock card, and you can't just put it on your head and it's going to look exactly how you like it. Some of them are like fast go, and some of them, I have two that are fast and go back here, but some of them you got to like mess with them a little bit.
Right.
And so those two ended up being my favorites, even though out of the box they weren't. So that's just a little tip. But today I'm wearing Rock Me.
And I love that style. That one is $89. What color is it?
Yeah, this is from the Statements line, and it's OM4/33A.
And I love the hairline and the part on that. I mean, it's for $89. That is crazy.
And it's got this beautiful, I don't know if you can see, this sort of beautiful ombre thing going on here where it's got this red underneath.
That's so pretty.
And I just love that.
So what color was it?
It's OM4-33. So this brown would be the number 4 color, and then underneath is going to be that 33, which is, you know, a little bit lighter than sort of a 99J, a mahogany reddish underneath. I think it just gives it that little bit of something where if you want to kind of experiment, you don't have to go crazy.
Right.
Just have a little fun on the bottom here.
And then when you do swap styles, I kind of want you to show the inside of that cap, so that our viewers can understand how it looks literally like it's your hair. It looks like it's growing out of your scalp. I love the front, the hairline, the part. So yeah, let's show everybody the inside. And if you want something that looks really, really natural like that, where it has the part and it has the hairline, these are some of the cap features when you're shopping that you want to look for.
And the nice thing about these wigs here, so this is the parting, if you can see that. This is the parting area there. And then you have, so it's transparent. You can see my hand through it. And it just is lace. It's technically sort of more like a lace parting. It's got that little bit of lace in the front, so you can customize enough, but it really does look, yes, it does look more like a real scalp. Now, I've cut this back. That was one of the tips for people, to sort of follow your own hairline. So sometimes when you put these wigs on and you see here, they have these natural hairlines and they have sort of baby hairs and that, you know, natural, because your hair isn't just like head and hair. You know, they'll have that hand-tied hair in the front. It may not work for everybody in terms of where it lays. So it's okay. People are always like, you're cutting the baby hairs off. I'm like, well, that's where my forehead is. You know, that's just what I need to do.
Right.
So, you know, to make it look natural, I say follow your own natural hairline, like customize. Like I have a little bit of a widow's peak. That's what is my natural hairline. So it's fine to customize in that way. And you see it's cut. It is cut a little bit different. It's not like a straight across.
You know what helps with that too, and I don't know if you've done this, but if somebody's maybe new to it and they're kind of like, I don't know where to cut, I like using a white, like an eyeliner pencil, so you can put it on and just kind of like mark
that's
or like dot it. And then when you take it off, then you can use you have to make sure you use sharp shears because you don't want to fray it.
Yes.
But use some sharp shears and just follow that little trace line that you did. But that helps if you're not like super comfortable doing it right off the bat.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I just learned by hacking into it.
Yeah.
But so then this is going to be the inside of the cap. There is no combs in here. So when we were talking about, you know, worried about people, you know, taking their, you know, losing their hair, or if they are losing their hair and they don't have a lot on the edge or they don't want to damage that, these don't come with combs, so they're not going to pull. And then there's the adjustable straps. And these are so fun because they are the elastic, or I'm sorry, Velcro. And so they're going to be very comfortable if you have sensitive scalp issues, things like that. It's not going to be like the traditional, they're sort of like bra straps, basically, like the bra strap, adjustable straps. So you're not going to feel that in the back, so it's not going to bother you. So that's Rock Me. Right now I am wearing my wig cap, and then I'm actually wearing a silicone wig band. I just did a review on it, so it'll be up on my channel soon. I've seen them before, but I wasn't sure. Normally, I wear wig grips that are like this.
Right.
And this is a velvet wig grip. This one actually has a lace parting, so that the wig grip won't show through if people are worried about it. I actually think this is thinner than a traditional wig grip too. So if you're someone where wigs tend to be a little bit tight, this would maybe be the better wig grip. The traditional, let's see. Yeah, I have it right here. So this is a traditional wig grip, and it's a little bit thicker this way.
Right.
So I always use this as a tip. If your wig is slightly big, try a wig grip because it's going to grip. And then also it gives just a little bit of extra space to fill that wig cap up.
That's a good tip.
So that's these two. This one is definitely for someone who has either little to no hair, and also if they're looking for smaller, average to smaller wig caps, because it is tight on me. But with these, I find the challenge is that if you tighten it to be, like if you have a smaller head and you're tightening it, you're doubling this over so much that it can be very uncomfortable. And it just, it may not be realistic to double it all the way over.
Right.
So these I have found are just, and you can see it's just stretchy silicone.
Yeah, I've actually been recommending some of those to some of the Ask Christina customers that have emailed me that are saying that the velvet just isn't working for them. But those are really good. And so anybody, if you guys want to DM me or Tia, we can share some links on these silicone wig grips.
Yeah.
Did you make the part on it, or where it's lighter, or it comes like that?
No. It was just the powder that went through from, so I put powder in the part. Yeah.
Oh, I
so
see.
It just fell through to the silicone. Like
Got
it would wipe off if you wanted to. So no, I didn't make the part. It's just from the powder.
Got it. So you put powder on the part to make it stand out more, I'm guessing.
So I actually put, let's do her because I can demonstrate.
Okay.
I've been doing a 2 powder technique. So this is Energize, and
Let's look at this question. Sorry about that.
The wig grip, I get this question a lot. The direction does matter. It does. So you want to run your finger. If you can feel the fibers going back, that's the way that you want to wear it, because you want to think of the wig. If it was getting pulled, it's not going to pull off.
Right. It needs to go, the wig needs to be kind of, if you're going to take it off, going in the direction of the rough side of the velvet. Mm-hmm. If you put it on wrong, it like ruins the whole thing and you hate it. But if you put it on right, it works really well.
Yeah, there's like no point then.
Yeah, so the rough side needs to be going back. Like when you like rub your finger on your wig grip, make sure that it's going toward the rough side of the velvet.
Okay, so Energize. I have her. This is her. I have her the color R11S.
R11S. And that one is $89, just if you guys are wondering pricing. And like I said, almost everything Tia is going to show us is $85 or $89. And then we have sales all the time. I think there's a sale right now. So definitely look into it. If you see something you like, write it down. I love the colors you're showing. They kind of all range. Do you really go dark, or you kind of stay more kind of medium to light?
This one here that I'm going to show is really dark. It's probably, the color is a 4, but I think it's leaning a little bit more towards a 2. So a little bit more like a very dark brown. I do every color. Sometimes, it's not like necessarily my thing, but I'm reviewing for other people. So I always take requests. And if somebody wants to see a particular wig in a particular color, then okay. I actually prefer lighter colored wigs. I prefer an ashy blonde. If I can get an ashy blonde in my life, I'm super happy.
Well, that reminds me of Raquel Welch came out with the Cool Toned collection, which is literally all kind of like ash toned, cool toned colors. They're so pretty. But it actually, with wigs, especially heat friendly synthetic, it's hard to get the colors to appear ash tone because the fibers that they use to make them are just really warm. Like, it's getting better, but the Cool Tone collection with Raquel, it has like really, really pretty colors.
I'll have to check that out. I have a playlist on my channel about toning wigs. I've toned wigs, I've dyed them, and almost every single one I've gotten to an ashy color. And it's really not that hard. But yeah, in general, I'll get blondes and I'm like, whoa, no. This is way too yellow. I can't. This is going to be the same wig cap construction actually as Rockme. You have the lace parting with just around the front to customize. I don't know if you can see because I can't see over the.
Yeah, I can see it. So it has the lace front and a mono part. So it's going to give you the natural part look and the natural hairline look. And so the reason, and I know you talked about it earlier that you're picky with the bangs. But let's say you have a hairstyle that doesn't have bangs, then you want to make sure that it at least has a lace front. Sometimes they make lace without the mono part, but that just helps that hairline look natural where like if the wind blows or if the hairstyle is not quite coming down, it still gives you that natural line.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like one of those things where people always ask, like, how can I make it look natural? One of them is to just not make it look perfect. You don't want it to look perfect because that is like more of a giveaway. This week here, I actually added rooting. So there wasn't this like, it's probably a number 6 or 8 root. I added it just with powder because with these sort of highlighty, sometimes, you know, there can be sort of pianoed or syruped. I love them, but when it comes right to the root, I think that kind of gives it away a little bit. So you can go in, and I use this Profusion I have right now. It's just, you know, for your brows. So I just go in and use the powder, and then I come in and I use several colors because there's several colors in the hair. So you don't want to just like go in with a dark color.
Right.
That's another way to look natural. So then you can make it marry with your natural hair too. So that is a tip for that. But as far as the powder, see, like I like to just gruff it up a little bit, like just get it a little bit gruffed, like. So I go in and I use one of these. It's for makeup. It's, you know, it's like a toothbrush. It's made for eyeliner. I love these. I go in with my powder, and right now my powder that I'm using a lot is, you can use any powder, but I just be using the Bare Minerals, Bare Pro, and Cool Beige 10. And I go in with my powder and just go right into the root. Okay. So you can see now it looks almost like my scalp is there.
Yeah, it made a huge difference.
And then I've been doing this thing where I actually come down. My kitten wants out. My kitten's on my videos a lot. So see how I come down? So it looks like that. So I've been doing that. And then I've been taking, my favorite brush is this Wet n Wild brush. It is the large shadow brush. It's 99 cents. I go back in with the powder. And then I pull up that hairline where the lace is and tap the powder all in there. And if, like right now, if I was a little bit tan, then the last thing I would do, I need to grab my, is I actually go in with my bronzer. So that it's not that stark, like, beige color. Like your scalp is
that not having a lace front and a mono part, then you will see, like if you were to really part it and kind of get it flat where it's gonna part, you're gonna see some back combing or teasing, and that's absolutely normal. It's actually there to conceal the base. But when you have a certain cut, whether it's maybe has full bangs or it has shorter layers and there isn't a definite part, it doesn't make, it's not that the wig's not going to look natural, it's that hairstyle doesn't really need those extra features. And just so you guys know, if you're not familiar with wigs, anything that's lace front or hand tied, like a person physically like knotted every hair onto the cap. So it does increase the price. It increases, you know, the time that it takes to make the wig. So all of those things obviously add up. But as you've seen, we've seen lace front wigs, mono part wigs, and so far nothing is over $100. It's $89 or less. So that is remarkable. And that's what we were talking about earlier. I love about the wig company is that you really don't have to break the bank to look natural and to get a really pretty style.
Okay, so for this one, I had worn her where I put a little bit of shampoo and I just gruffed her up. But I will, since I did that in my review, I'm going to do her a little bit sleek. Now, I didn't do anything to this. I just put it on. It's just more combing it and getting it to where you want it. And you want to make sure you grab the ear tabs and center them so that the wig is sitting comfortably. This one is a great example. And I'm going to show you my secret. For short wigs, my thing is it has to hug the neck and the back. That's what gives it away for me. So like this one, if you, can you see the back here? How that just is like right hugging the back, and it just feels, you know, you can kind of do this, but this part is sort of hugging your neck. so that it looks natural, like it's growing out of your own head.
This
But
is
like,
the wig you were wearing when I met you, so I love this
yeah,
style. Like this, that's how I'm always gonna know you with the short hair.
I actually prefer long-haired wigs, but everybody in my life is like, we like you in the short hair. I'm like, okay, but I
Right.
prefer the longer, more inches, the better.
And I know
But
you
yeah,
talked about the color number. Can you say it again? I love the highlights, the placement. It's so pretty.
so this is Miss Luxurious, right?
Yes.
She is F33263.
It's really
Hi,
pretty.
Nicole. Yeah, so I mean that was it. Like I'm done. Like I just sort of
I
picked
like
it
how you
up.
played with it too, and like you put it behind your ear. Maybe you put it behind your ear and then you don't like it, so you bring it back out, or
Yeah.
you might like sweep it to the side. Like when you get your wig, like Tia said, put it on and play with it a little bit, like zhuzh it up, brush it, play with it with your fingers, and then find that perfect, balance. It may not be like the picture online, but it will be perfect for you, and like you'll feel confident and comfortable.
Okay, so how about I do one more and then we'll do the surprise one?
Yeah.
That sound good? Okay, so next up, this is really a great wig because I already reviewed her on my channel once and it was a blonde. And I made a comment in the video about kind of, I don't know if it was the makeup I was wearing, like the blonde just wasn't working, the shade. And so I commented that I think I would like it in a darker color.
Mm-hmm.
And the wig company sent me the darker color to try out. So I'm trying that out for the first time. So it was a wig I loved. And I want to see if I actually love it even more in the darker color. And this is in color number 4. This is Iris.
Iris. Actually, Luxurious is a longer style. I think Luxurious was the
Oh,
one.
that's this one. I just
Yeah,
mixed the stock cards up.
yeah. And then I think
It's
the short one,
energized.
Energize. I was gonna say that. I think we got those swapped. But just so
Sorry,
you guys
guys.
know, that longer one that was really pretty that she did the powder on the part is Luxurious. And then Energize is the one she's wearing now.
This one. And this one is
That
Miss
one's
Iris.
Oh, I want to comment though. So Energize that you're wearing now, the density on that style is a little bit different than some of our others. It has a lower density. So even though it's not hand tied or monofilament, just the density when I refer to that, it is the overall weight or like how much hair it has, but it's not necessarily just saying, oh, it has less hair. It's just the bulkiness of it sticking out from the sides or the top that's different, and that one is by the Statements collection. So if you want something really low density, look at Statements. The new Stunning Statements collection, they all have that lower density. So they look really, really natural.
Hi, Deanna. Yeah, and some people are like, my hair is naturally thinner, so I don't want to be coming out with a big mane of hair,
Exactly.
so that's really great for that. So Iris is same cap size or cap construction as this, full cap, no combs in the front, adjustable Velcro straps in the back. So let's
And
see.
so Iris is by Fashion Club, which is also a wig, the wig company exclusive brand. So you can only find it there. It's $85. And the fullness compared to Energize, you'll notice it's just a little bit fuller, but that also goes with the look. So it depends on what look you want. But you'll notice that the density on this one is a little bit fuller.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, like, when I first, like, I'm putting this on and I'm like, but so now
Right.
we're gonna see what. So I'm gonna adjust the ear tabs. I'm gonna pull it back because it's not in the right spot. Okay, now I'm actually gonna go through. This is giving me such like an 80s, like a Linda Ronstadt, like Joan Jett thing. I'm liking it.
I love that. One of my friends was yesterday, we were talking about like Judy Garland and like Liza Minnelli. It's giving me some Liza
Yeah.
Minnelli.
So yeah, I'll just play with it while if you have like something to ask or something while I'm.
Well, you did talk about the placement. I think that's probably the number one for me. Like obviously I'm familiar with wigs, but the number one giveaway for a wig is if it's sitting a little too low. It totally distorts your face. So make sure that when you're putting on your wig, you just put it a little bit behind your hairline, even if it's a different color. It's just the placement kind of opens up like the forehead. It just makes such a huge difference. Just pull it back just a little bit. Hi, everybody. There's so many comments. Everybody's saying
I
you look
see Kris
good.
Jenner, Demi Moore.
Total Kris Jenner vibes. And it has a longer neckline, so maybe you can show that a little bit when you're done zhuzhing. It's so pretty.
So yeah, the hug. You need the hug on the back there.
I love the volume on the back, like the crown area. Like to get a haircut in real life is literally impossible. Even if you didn't, like maybe your hair isn't thinning, but you want this perfect shortcut, I would still recommend a wig.
Okay, so there, like this is what I got. Just
It's so cute.
with it right now.
But what a huge difference from when you just put it on to when you just like finger styled it.
Right. Yeah.
So make sure, ladies, when you get your wigs out of the box and you put them on, that first whoa is not how it's gonna look. Like play with it, put it behind your ears. Yeah, like grab some little pieces and style it. I love that one on you.
I was like, what? 5 minutes. Like I could keep playing with it, but I think like I'd be fine wearing it like this.
It looks really different online too. I think you have more like a swoop bang, but it's so pretty. That's one of your main tips, and obviously you review a lot of wigs, but don't only base your purchase on the photo online. That's one way you can wear it, but look up videos, reviews, and see it on different face shapes and different colors. I think it really does help.
Thank you. Yeah, I also think that it's important, like, yes, you can experiment with wigs and that's awesome. But one of the things that I found is the shape of your face is still important. So we all have different, heart shapes. You can have rectangular, diamond. So there are certain cuts that flatter. It holds true for wigs. So I did a whole video on that. There's certain face shapes that can wear more styles. I happen to have one of those face shapes, which is good for my viewers. But so sometimes you'll get a wig and it's simply just the wrong cut for you. It's not that it's a bad wig or it just doesn't flatter you. Just like, we can wear certain colors. Like some people have cool tone skin, warm tone skin, so knowing those things is important going into wigs because you have so much to choose from. You could simply just be choosing the wrong color or the wrong style for your face.
Well, that's awesome. So we're ready for the sneak peek wig?
Yeah. What do you want to say about it?
Okay, so this collection is launching February 1st, and this is one of the 5 styles that are in the collection. It's going to be a part of the Stunning Statements collection. It's so exciting. So you guys are going to be the first to know all this, but there's going to be some new colors, new styles, there's some new textures. It's so exciting. And Tia, you were selected to kind of test out one of the styles, and she ended up falling in love with it. So we weren't originally going to show it on our live, but it ended up being one of her favorite styles. So we want to be authentic to the question, what are your favorite styles? So let's show them this style. So tell us the name of it and the color you have, and I'll kind of fill in the rest of the question.
So I actually just, as soon as I put it on, I knew it was one of my favorites. So I actually haven't zhuzhed it up. I haven't we're doing this live right now. But I can tell you just from the color, I just plopped it on and I was like, I know I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
So this is Undaunted, and I have her in the color R10.
Okay. And R10 is called like a chestnut brown, but it has like a medium brown base with like little golden highlights. It's such a pretty
next
color.
To this one. So this is a solid number 4, and then this is that R10.
It's so pretty. It's actually, that tone of brown is very, very popular.
Yes. So you're going to get this same cap construction. It's a full cap wig. There is this comfort. I didn't say that before. These are these like comfort panels. It really makes it feel nice when you're wearing it. And no combs, the adjustable Velcro straps. So let's put it on. There will be a full like review on this, but I'm literally, everybody who watches me knows as soon as I put a wig on, if I get a face, they're like, you loved it from the second you put it on. And that's what happened here. So
let
me adjust my, All right.
And this style for everybody watching is going to be $89. And again, it launches February 1st. So this is your first time, our first time showing it. So
Okay, it looks crazy. It does, but
I can already
on.
tell I like it though.
I know, right? Hold it. Hold the line because it's about to get this really like swoopy situation here.
Oh my God, I love it.
I think the color, oh, this is like giving me fall, give me a chunky scarf, and
So pretty. So it's a little bit asymmetrical. And I like that it's short, but not too short.
there's
It's
so much you can do with this. I can only obviously do so much right now, but
oh
like,
I already know who you look like in this style.
who?
Victoria Beckham. It's totally like
Oh my gosh.
posh. You need like this really cool trench coat jacket and just like strut it in the street.
Right, right. So
It's
yeah,
so cute.
that's just
Do you
the,
usually you cut out your tags, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't. It's actually just coming through the wig cap, so there you go.
That color is so pretty. It's like a sun-kissed highlight. I love that.
It's probably closest to my natural hair color. So we can give it a little bit of volume in the back there. And then
So pretty.
so this is with the volume, but you can always like comb them down. So let's see what happens when we sort of sleek it out a bit. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I'll part it in sort of a different spot.
I like how it just kind of lays. It lays really nicely.
Yeah,
The density
I
on
hate
the style, I
bangs,
can already tell.
and it's not going in my face once I put it in its spot. Oh yeah.
Okay, so now it went from like Victoria Beckham to like Audrey Hepburn. I love it.
Like look at how just cute and sleek and just
I
like
like that side, the longer side.
yeah, so that's it. Like that's what it can do. You can zhuzh it up, you can sleek it down. Ooh, what? Wait a second. I can
So this is you're gonna be living in this style, I can tell.
I can give a little like over one eye thing.
So
Yeah.
pretty. Yes, so chic. Julie says it's so chic, giving me Jarrett vibes.
There is a wig by Vivica A. Fox.
Everybody's saying beautiful, love the color.
Yeah, so there we go.
Supermodel edge. Yeah, you totally have the supermodel look going on here.
So that's
it's so cute.
Isn't she?
It's so cute. So February 1st, everybody write it down. It's $89. It's so cute. Love it. What other colors would you try in that style?
I always really like sort of auburny colors. I think something maybe like this could be nice. And I think a really, I know, cool toned highlighted blonde, like boom.
That'd be pretty.
Like a light one, like your color on this. Oh yeah, okay. I think I got it right in the right spot.
It's so good. You can keep that one on. We won't take it off.
Okay.
I loved seeing all the styles, how you went from like long and like maybe one length was the one you had on earlier. Like what was the one you had on was Rock Me, right? The original.
It's a little bit it's got a little bit of a layering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a layering. But not like it's it's more of a gradual, natural.
It's subtle.
Yeah. Subtle.
But it's kind of more like full on top and like one length over the top.
Yeah.
So we saw that one. We saw Luxurious was the one with kind of a bang, like more short layers. I loved that one. We did Iris and Energized. Yeah, this one is.
That's the blonde, sort of lower density. So I would say like Iris and this one and Energize, I think would be good for people who like this style, but maybe want to do a little bit different and not too much. Getting them all in a similar color. You'd have a lower density one. You'd have more of a, just a tiny bit of a sleekness and a longer bang on this one and a little bit more density on the other one. So I think they're all similar styles enough that if you liked one of them, you could venture on to the other ones and you would be happy.
I love that. It's like they're the same, but they're different. But if you
Right.
had them in similar colors, like people wouldn't really notice. It's just like you styled your hair differently.
Right.
I love
And then
that.
you could have them all on your little wig heads already ready to go. Put it on. You see, I just did this right on camera. You
I
know,
love that.
it's like 4 minutes. So it is a really quick, just style it. It's just a matter of like getting it to the place. And once you know the place, then it's just even going to be like 2 minutes.
And that one really does already have like a nice texture to it. It doesn't look too shiny or
It
like
does.
typical style.
I don't feel like I have to put any like dry shampoo or anything in this.
I love that. Okay, so now let's kind of talk about all your tips like now in one segment because I know
Okay.
you've given us so many tips since we got on, and you sent me your list of tips. But what are some of your like top tips that you cannot live without?
I think top tips in general is like we were saying, don't make it look like perfect. I mean, if you like that look, yeah,
I love that.
go for it, do what you have to do. But if you're trying to make it look natural and also just where you don't have to mess with it all the way in the day, just
Mm-hmm.
it's okay if it's a little bit, because your natural hair is going to be doing that. Sometimes your natural hair is flat in the back and you have to do that. I think to avoid shiny wigs or to get that dry shampoo. That's really important if you're looking for it not to look synthetic. Now, to be honest, sometimes I don't care. Like, I know I'm wearing a synthetic wig. Everybody else knows it. If it's a cute style, I'll just wear it. But if you're not comfortable with that, that would be something I would avoid. The other one is to, like we were talking about, choose wigs that either have root colors close to your natural hair
Mm-hmm.
or add it in with powder, which is very, very easy to do. If you are getting more lace front wigs, then you can start using your own natural edges to blend. I have all kind of videos on that because that's a whole nother situation. But being able to mask those root colors helps it look more realistic as well, especially with blondes. Like I love blonde units, but sometimes when it's just like stark blonde, it doesn't look right.
Right.
So yeah, I add a few. It's going to be lighter. It's going to be a very light brown, but I add a few bit of powder in the hairline. It just makes a difference. Like I said, match your hair, match the the hairline of the wig to your natural hairline and head. It doesn't, you don't have to be like, okay, this is where the lace stop. You do what you need to do so that it melts with what you have going on with your head and your
Right.
hairstyle. Like you were saying before, don't be afraid to customize. Uh, there's a lot of, I mean, a lot of these wig company wigs, this is why I love them so much. I'm like, yeah, I hacked this one off. I pulled this one up. I changed this. And that's what you would really do if you're investing in a wig. And $89 for some people is an investment. Then make it what you want it, and don't be afraid to do that. And then I think the other thing is just there's so much research. There's so much resources, step by step tips. They can contact you. Take advantage of that so that you're walking into it and you feel happy and satisfied and you're wearing your wig and you're feeling yourself and you're doing what you need to
I
do.
love that.
Like,
I know. I love that.
yeah, so there's so much more available. They're so accessible now. So take advantage of that because there's people like you, wig reviewers, people like myself. I always comment back. Like people know on my channel, I comment to every single comment. I respond to messages. If people are like, "Can you give me a suggestion?" I will. I'll do research and send them things. So take advantage of what's available to you.
I love that. And yeah, so for our viewers now and those that are going to watch this later, because we're going to save this and we'll upload it on YouTube. But just check out Tia's channel because she has, I mean, you gave us so many great tips just now, but there's so many more on your channel and like thorough, like how-tos. So definitely check out her channel. And so some of the questions that I always ask our guests that I love is, so let's say tomorrow you wake up, you have the perfect head of hair, maybe your hair loss issue is no longer an issue. Would you still wear wigs and why?
Yes. I think because it's fun. I like to express myself. I think it's a great way to express yourself that's not permanent or what have you. And I do think that there's just times where we're late and you have to go to work or you have an event and like you're going to be outside for 20 billion years and you're like, come on. Like wearing synthetic wigs and the styles, it's just easy a lot of the time. It's easy.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it. You're going to look good. Then you have that confidence. And like I said, I like to experiment. I like hair that is like 32 inches. In normal life, I can't run around with 32-inch hair. So yeah, I would still wear them. Period, point
And
blank.
then, so we're kind of running out of time, so we're going to
Mhm.
wrap it up. But for those of our viewers, or maybe somebody that's going to watch this later, to kind of feel more comfortable maybe with the wig company, why did you choose the wig company, and why do you love the wig company so much?
I love the wig company so much because it was actually an accident that I found the wig company, because I was tagging a wig and I tagged the wig company on accident. It was a different company. And
Oh,
they
wow.
contacted me and they're like, hey, we're removing the tag because it's not us, but we love you. Can we send you some things?
Oh,
And
I
from
love
this,
that.
I know it was, I was like, okay, sorry. I thought it was like, oh no, I've like, I've made
That's
someone angry, but they're like,
awesome.
no, we love what you're doing. And so I checked out the Instagram, and my whole channel is really about pushing the multiculturalism. You know, there's
Right.
not that representation for everybody. You know, Wigs is one of those areas that doesn't have a lot of like enough representation. And so I
Right.
really push multicultural, and just like scrolling the Instagram of the wig company, there's wigs for children, for men, you know, different just ethnicities, different lengths, like you're saying, different styles. And I just like that. And the wig company's been so kind to me and so supportive in me being different and saying like, hey, I love this, but I'm going to change this wig, I'm going to cut it, I'm going to do this. And they're like, yay, go ahead, great, it's awesome. So that's why I love the wig company, and the customer service is amazing. Just me commenting that I thought a wig would look nicer in another color. You know, yes, I'm reviewing and influencing, but to pay attention to that,
Right.
they pay attention to their customers. I did have a wig that I purchased, and there was something wrong with the one side. It was almost like a dry, I think she said it was like kind of like a dry rot or something. Like it just happens sometimes from storage. And I was like, I think there's something wrong with this wig. I don't want to review it this way because I know you have high quality wigs. And they're like, no,
Right.
that's wrong. We're sending you out another one. 2 days later, I had another one. It was Rock Me. And I love that one. But the first one was, you know, there was just something wrong. Just like, you know, things
Yeah.
happen. But it was immediate. No questions, no nothing. We're sending you another one. And it was really nice. So like I said, inclusive customer service, and they just really care.
They definitely do. Yeah, I can speak from my experience. I joined the team kind of right when, everything happened with COVID and the quarantine. So I haven't been with the wig company not even a year yet, but just knowing everybody behind the scenes that you guys don't see, but they're there and they're so passionate. I always talk about everybody because the team is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, it's just you can't go wrong ordering through the wig company. So but yeah, thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up. We've been with you guys for an hour. For those of you who stayed the entire hour, thank you so
Thank you for
much.
coming. Thank you for
I
having me.
know. Yeah, thanks for joining us and being our guest. We learned so much from talking to you just this hour.
Bye, Mom.
I can't wait to see more of your videos and like subscribe to your YouTube channel, and we'll be seeing more of you, I'm sure. But thank you so much for sharing so much with us, being so open. And thank you everybody that's been on and commenting and watching. And thank you to everybody that's going to watch this
Yeah.
later.
Bye.
Can't wait to see all the comments, and hope everybody learned so much and will walk away feeling super confident in their wigs and
Yes.
all these tips that you gave us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Tia.